Welcome back to another story. I've got a story for you today that happened a long time ago. It was round about where Jesus was alive. And it's about a man who had wobbly legs. You see, his legs, they never worked. Even when he was born, he'd never been able to walk in his life. Can you imagine that? He'd never been able to run or dance or skip or jump. And I can imagine this man was pretty sad. I think he was quite sad, don't you? And you know, wherever this man wanted to go, he had to be carried on a bed like that. I suppose it was a bit bigger than that, but he had to be carried on a bed by 4 friends. And wherever this man wanted to go, he had to be carried on a bed. Well, one day, this man with the wobbly legs, he had to be carried on a bed by the 4 friends. And they were going through the town, and they came across a house. Now, this house, there was something special about it. Can you guess what it is? Jesus was in the house and he was teaching so many people, and the house was full inside and outside, full of so many people because Jesus was there teaching them. Well, the man with the wobbly legs was being carried on the bed by his 4 friends, and they came up to the house where Jesus was, and they thought, oh, this is amazing. Jesus can heal our friend. He can make his legs better again and he could walk. So they thought, oh, that's a brilliant idea. That's what we'll do. So they took the man with the wobbly legs, they took him on his bed, they took him up to the house where Jesus was, and then they went, oh, do you know what was wrong? You know, there were so many people coming to listen to Jesus that they couldn't get the man to Jesus. There were so many people, they couldn't get Jesus' attention. Jesus couldn't hear them. And then one of the friends who was carrying the man with the wobbly legs on the bed, one of the friends said, I've got a good idea. Because you see, back in those days, houses didn't look like that. They looked more like that, with a flat roof. And on the side of the house, they had stairs like that. And one of the friends said, we're going to carry the bed with our friend with the wobbly legs. We're going to carry him up the stairs to get onto the roof of the house. And then we'll lower him down right in front of Jesus. And so that's what they did. They carried the man on his bed and they went up the stairs to the roof. And then they got all their hammers and their shovels and they started digging away at the roof. And everyone in the house went, what's that noise? And everyone was silent. Then they made a hole in the roof like that, and they looked down and they went, Jesus! Jesus looked up, and the man who couldn't walk with the wobbly legs was lowered down by a rope right where Jesus was. And Jesus looked at the man who couldn't walk and he said, my friend, all of the things that you've done wrong are taken away. They're forgiven. Well, there were some men in that crowd who didn't like that, and they said, who does this man think he is? Who can take away all the bad things we do except from God? Who can forgive people except God? Is Jesus saying that he's God? And Jesus then turned to those men and he said, what do you think is easier? Do you think it's easier to say, I forgive you? Or is it easier to say, get up and walk? Well, no one could believe it. Everyone was silent. And the man who couldn't walk, at the beginning of the story, he was on the floor right by Jesus' feet, and he started to wiggle his toes and bend his knees. And he jumped up and he said, oh, Jesus, I can walk. And he started jumping and skipping and he went home. He went home dancing and singing because he could walk. Jesus made him better again. And you know, that's a really special story, isn't it? About how Jesus heals a man who couldn't walk. But do you know what's really important to remember? That man had 4 friends who were really kind to him. And it's really important that we be kind to other people as well, isn't it? We help other people when they need us. But you know what's really important? The most important thing is that we have Jesus as our friend, because Jesus is the best friend that we could have.